I finally got to play Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. So I'm so glad I finally had the experience to finally get my hands on the game, because now I can form a stronger opinion of my thoughts on the game as of right now. And in all honesty, this isn't really gonna be like a pros and cons list per se, but more so just talking about my overall experience. With the very first thing being, the graphics look good. I really do like how Xenoverse 3 looks. And I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, it's been 10 years since Xenoverse 2. So I definitely expect the graphics to look good. And I generally do think that they delivered in this particular instance. But in terms of gameplay, the gameplay is pretty different from Xenoverse 2 in my own personal opinion. But I do think that they are trying to go for something new when it comes down to this game, right? Now, that's not to say that everything is perfect, because it's not. There are definitely things that they can improve on, but I understand what they're going for with the gameplay, and I do see the potential with combos. Speaking of which, I know one big discussion people have been having is if combo extensions are in the game, and yes, they are. Now, they aren't like as visually apparent as they were like in Xenoverse 2, but they are in the game. Like, they 100% are in the game. So I don't think that's something that you guys have to worry about. I think more so the main thing you want to focus on is how those combos will allow you to be able to break past your opponent's guard. Because we do know, again, Ki and Stamina, they got kind of merged into that one gauge that we see on like the left side over there. But that's kind of what you want to focus on when it comes down to your combos. Because those extensions, if your opponent is guarding, or even if they're not guarding, you want to use them to the fullest to be able to break past their guard and leave them in their broken state, so that way you can deal even more damage. Speaking of which, on the screen, you guys probably just saw the break right there. But that's what you want to use, you know, the combos and extensions for. But I figured as I was playing the game that honestly, just doing either your heavy attack or like light heavy, or even just light, I think it's like 5 light and then finishing off with heavy is actually a pretty good like safe combo to use against NPCs. Because remember, this entire experience is just based off of, you know, this one mission, right? Unfortunately, there's still no PvP for us to try out yet, so this entire experience is just based off of this mission. But yeah, I had fun, right? In this gameplay, you guys are seeing me try out the Saiyan. I did get to do like a good amount of runs with the Saiyan as well. But this is probably one of the better runs that I had. But it's fun. I will say this, it does feel different from Xenoverse 2, but that doesn't mean that it's not fun. Although I will say, I had to really get accustomed to the controls. In Xenoverse 2, and I think even in Xenoverse 1, well, I don't remember if Xenoverse 1 had this, but in Xenoverse 2 specifically, I know I changed my control scheme. I played with the Type C controls. It just felt the most comfortable to, you know, for me. So in Xenoverse 3, in the demo, you can't change your controls. I don't even know if there's going to be an option to change that when the full game releases. I hope there will be. But I had to really get used to the controls. I think the one thing that was really throwing me off personally was being able to lock on and being able to descend. Because in battle, you would constantly kind of lock off of your opponent, specifically Broly in this case, because he's vanishing all over the map, right? And I believe the lock on button was R3. So I don't know, it was kind of throwing me off a little bit because I had to constantly lock on, but also not really having the controls be like what I'm accustomed to from Xenoverse 2. So yeah, take that as you will. But also descending in the game, it's kind of weird because ascending is just pressing the X button, but descension is actually pressing the X button twice quickly. So there are moments where I'm trying to like do stuff, I'm trying to like snap vanish, but like I have to kind of break out of my muscle memory from Xenoverse 2 so I can like play effectively in this game. And also one thing that I was really kind of struggling with was the timer for transformations. This is no secret, like I've said, I think transformation should be a permanent thing, like, or at least have like a longer timer at the very least. because there were plenty of moments where I was trying to get to Super Saiyan 3 and I couldn't really do it because one, the cutscene was happening, or two, I just wasn't able to get that gauge built up all the way. Luckily, in this gameplay, you guys will get to see Super Saiyan 3 in action. But yeah, there were multiple moments where I really tried to get this off and I just couldn't. So now granted, I do think that the transformations are good because of the fact that when you transform, you do recover health, a lot of health at that. So there is a benefit, but I do think that it can definitely be improved. Also, moves being on cooldowns was not an issue at all. Like, again, I've said before, I understand why this implementation is in place, because in the previous Xenoverse games, you can easily just spam over and over and over again. You can't do that anymore in this game. But like I said, it felt fine. Like, I didn't have any issues using other moves that I wanted to use. So can't really complain about that. But yeah, again, that's just the Saiyan gameplay. There's more to talk about for sure. But this was my best run in particular with the Saiyan gameplay. And like I said, I had a good time. And now we get to the Female Earthling. So this is J SEN. And after playing both JH and J SEN, I realized something. Between the two characters, the one that actually gave me the best experience in this particular demo was actually J SEN. Not only just J SEN, but even the aspect of soul change. I know soul change is something that a lot of people are just like, you know what? I'm not really gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna focus on transformations. And hey, to each their own, right? Because remember, all of that is optional, 100%. But J SEN was very effective with me being able to get past the demo quickly. Because the way how she fights, it actually seems as if she's more effective at breaking people's, guards. In comparison to JH, I realized that I was running through people's guards easily with J SEN. Not only that, Super God Fist helped out a lot with that. So, and I don't know like what the specific boosts that you get while using Soul Change are, but it was pretty hefty. Like with J SEN, I was able to transform into Trunks, and using I believe Heat Dome attack, like that move dealt good damage against Broly. Not only that, I was able to get Heat Dome attack. I think a few runs I was able to get it twice, so it helped me be able to wipe out Broly quickly, like very quickly. Like this is the fastest run I had while playing Xenoverse 3 point blank, because I've seen other people's gameplay as well, and people are getting like 6 minutes, 5 minutes, like if they're really lucky. I was able to run through this demo, my fastest time ever, at 3 minutes and 56 seconds, which is extremely fast. But that's also like, me finally having like a good grasp of like the controls and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're playing the demo and you're going in just for like the experience, go JH, because JH, you get to experience Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3, and get to experience like the Saiyan gameplay all around. But if you're trying to like blitz through the demo, J SEN will get you through the demo if you play your cards right. But everything seems fine. Like I got to use a Soul Assist, which also helped out a lot as well. It dealt solid damage. Like I used her ult, which specifically hers is Super Kamehameha. And again, in comparison to Xenoverse 2 and even Xenoverse 1, in Xenoverse 3, when you use Super Kamehameha, I can't speak for any other ult in the game, you are able to aim the attack. And at first, when we saw gameplay of it, I thought it was just gonna be for like a slight window before the move will just fire off. No, like you get to aim the attack entirely. Like that move does not fire off unless you want it to. So that's a good thing, because again, in the previous games, you can easily just miss, right? In this game, it's gonna be harder to do that. So yeah, all in all though, like I had a fun time playing this demo, right? And again, this is, I wouldn't even say this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like we still haven't even gotten to the tip of the iceberg yet, because there's so much more to experience with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. And this is only a slight taste as to what we can expect, right? We still have like more characters we haven't seen, more things concerning the story we haven't seen. I'm excited, man. I'm very excited. Like, again, like I said, the game isn't perfect. There are definitely things that they can improve on. Locking on, I do think, is one thing they can absolutely improve on. I think it should be a bit easier to be able to either lock onto your opponent or have it function in a way where if they vanish far away, you're still locked onto them, because it caused multiple scenarios where you can't really, follow up appropriately, if you will. Again, another thing is also the timers with transformations being obviously, Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3, and then your soul change as well, which you guys are seeing right now, changed into Trunks. But there are definitely things that they can change up. Also the controls. Granted, I do think that this is probably just for the demo. There probably is like a different control schemes, but there are definitely things that they can adjust as well. But all in all, I had a fun time playing this game. But that's my initial impressions of Xenoverse 3, and I do want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.